What's up, Ranger Nation? Welcome back to another collector's review. Today I have the Go-Onger Go On Wings Henshin collection review. The grip wing trigger, yeah, GWIP, which is their morphing device, their Henshin device, only used by Go On Gold and Go On Silver, or the RPM Gold and RPM Silver Rangers. And we have their weapon, their primary weapon, the Switch Jet Rocket Dagger. And it's appropriately named a dagger because it is a dagger. It's even smaller than the Dragon Dagger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, since this is the primary weapon of Go On Gold and Go On Silver, RPM Gold and Silver, they don't have any other, really, they don't have any other weapons that they use. It does, however, combine with the grip wing trigger, which I'll show you here in just a couple minutes after I get through the functions and features of the Switch Jet Rocket Dagger. Now, as you can see, I am a full-grown man, and the handle fits my hand perfectly. This would be great for cosplay, because this is pretty much accurate size to the show. And the details on it are very, very nice. Very nicely detailed. Now, this obviously is from the series Engine Sentai Go-Onger, or Power Rangers RPM. It's an older series. It was released in Japan in 2008 and here in America in 2009. RPM was the last series to be adapted by Disney before Saban took back over in 2010 with Power Rangers Samurai. There are lots of nice features on this. First thing you'll notice is that it's got a button on the handle that obviously activates the sword or the weapon clashing sound initially, and along with many of the other features. The on switch to this, as you can see, is right here. Not a traditional on switch. It's not just like a tiny little switch, or it's not like a button or anything to press. It's actually just this toggle here from off, the X. My camera's out of focus. It's not focusing. There we go. And when it switches on, it has an indication light here under the, with the word fire underneath it. The first initial sound when hitting the button on the handle, just your normal weapon clashing sound. Not bad, lights up every time, which is a good thing. Then we have these switches here, which help to power up the weapon in 3 different stages. We hit the first one, get an indication light and sound. Once that's switched, hit the trigger. Going to go through all these individually. Okay. Then you can combine them. Now it said 3 because it's adding the 1 and the 2. And that is the full power attack mode. Once you've switched all 3 in their up position and hit the trigger, you'll have your full power attack. And that pretty much concludes the features and functions of this. It is made of a sturdy plastic. The blade here, obviously, is not sharp because, again, it's a collector's item, and kids are expected to play with it, so you don't want them to hurt themselves. Again, a very, very good feature. That way they're not going around hitting their siblings with it and hurting them and stabbing them, because it's got a dull end. Like I said, this is a hard plastic here, but here, it's more of a very, very, very thick, dense rubber on the end. So again, it's very, very safe. Of course, you could still accidentally poke somebody in the eye with it, but again, don't do that. Watch your kids when they play with your expensive Ranger collectibles, guys. Or just don't let them play with them at all because they're expensive Ranger collectibles. But that is the Switchjet Rocket Dagger. Now I'm going to move on to the Grip Wing Trigger, which is, again, the morphing / Henshin device. And it comes with the engine souls, which are used to activate the morphers. Again, this morpher was only used by Go-On Gold and Go-On Silver, the RPM Gold and Silver Rangers. The rest of the Rangers had a different Henshin device, which I have not been able to acquire quite yet, but I plan on acquiring it in the future. Now, something unique about this is there are no batteries. There's no on switch. There's nothing to this. This right here, believe it or not, is a hunk of plastic. It is completely static, hunk of plastic. It does have some moving parts here, 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 which I'll show you what that is for in a moment. And then, of course, here, this is the lever that opens up the chamber to insert the engine soul. This is where the batteries are at. This is where all the sound effects for this device comes from, believe it or not, is this engine soul right here. And it takes LR44 batteries, 2 of them, and they're very small and very hard to acquire unless you order them or go to a special store which carries them all the time. But let me show you. Again, this is very well detailed. I like all of the graphics stickers and everything. I got this set on eBay. It cost me quite a bit. It was actually almost $90. $90 for the set, for this and the Switchjet Rocket Dagger. And I was surprised when I got it, even though it was used. It didn't come with its original packaging or anything, or else I would have that to show you. But it's still in great condition, even without having its original packaging. So the previous owner took very, very, very good care of these collectibles. But to activate this, to activate the morphing sequence and the rest of the features on this, you must first insert the engine soul. So first, we're going to open up the chamber. Just press this lever down, and this opens up, just like so. There's a little latch on the edge right here to catch the engine soul. That way you're not, there you go. It doesn't just slip out. It goes in, close. Will make an indication sound when it's closed to let you know that it's in there and it's functioning. Now, while the engine soul is inside of the device, right here, slide this over this way. It's not there. These are static buttons. It doesn't press down or anything, and this is just a sticker, reflective sticker graphics, so that these do nothing either, which is a little disappointing. Slide this over forward, and you have a call sound. Pretty simple, pretty basic. And a little voice like, huh? What? Hello? You can press the trigger to make a sound. But that does nothing by itself. That absolutely does nothing, because this isn't exactly like a blaster of any kind. At least not yet, it's not. To initiate the morphing sequence, you have to flip this up and hit this button. And obviously, due to the Rangers, their call signs, they're obviously they have a specific way of morphing, but I can't exactly do that when I'm behind the camera. So I'll just press the button and let you hear the Henshin sound. And that is the morphing sound for Go-On Gold and Go-On Silver, or the RPM Gold and Silver Rangers. Now, back to this right here. When I first got this, I didn't know what this was for, okay? Didn't know what it was for at all. And then I realized, after watching the show one more time, that I forgot that they can combine the Henshin device, the morpher, and the sword, or the rocket dagger. They can combine together to make a bigger, more powerful blasting weapon. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Right here on the Switchjet Rocket Dagger, there is a small clip right here, this red clip on the back side of it, next to where the speaker of the device is. okay? And right here, there is this here. So that looks like it would match up, right? Well, guess what? It does. You simply insert the rocket dagger going this direction and make sure that lines up and it clicks, locks right into place. And now it's not going anywhere. But this right here, combined, the grip wing trigger and the switch jet rocket dagger combined make the wing booster. Now that's what it was called in Engine Sentai Go-Onger. I'll have to refer back and try to remember what it was called in Power Rangers RPM, but I was surprised too. It makes a really funky looking hand cannon. When I say funky, I mean really funky. I've never seen any kind of a blaster that looks like this, but again, I always kind of thought that the weapons and the morphers and everything in RPM looked like they were basically just using leftover plastic pieces from some other show. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I still to this day am just confused and surprised on how strange everything looks in Engine Sentai Go-Onger. But in this form, you'll figure out what the trigger on the morphing device, on the Henshin device, was actually for. Yeah. Now, hitting the switches on the switch jet rocket dagger does nothing in this form, so there's no extra sounds that it's going to make. It's always going to make the special power-up, like the finishing attack sound. It's always going to make that sound when pulling the trigger in this mode, so it only makes one sound. That's a little disappointing, but at least it lights up at the end. I mean, this lights up. And then the very end of the barrel, at the pommel of the dagger, lights up for the initial finishing blast. And so that is my review on the grip wing trigger and switch jet rocket dagger combined makes the wing booster from Engine Sentai Go-Onger / Power Rangers RPM, the weapon and morpher of Go-On Gold, Go-On Silver, and the RPM Gold and Silver Rangers, respectively. So that is my review. To release, you obviously have to manually pull this down and slide it back out. There's really no easy or subtle way to do it. But thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this set down in the comments below. Let me know, do you have a set, or would you like a set? And if so, let me know if you can find another, because last time I looked, these were becoming rather rare. So good luck and happy hunting, guys. This has been Paul from Rangers Ready Go, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.